For years, reliability was everything. Cars were built to outlast their owners. But today, in the world of disposable cars, a single failed part can turn your vehicle into financial scrap, sometimes overnight. Imagine facing a $12,000 repair bill on a car worth less than that. Why would manufacturers design cars to fail just outside warranty? The answer exposes an industry-wide shift you are not supposed to notice yet. Walk onto a used car lot, and the most popular names jump out: Jeep, Nissan, GMC. These are not luxury badges or high-tech experiments. They are the bread and butter of American driveways, sold on promises of ruggedness and value. But for second-hand buyers, these familiar faces can hide some of the worst financial traps in the business. Take the Jeep Wrangler and Grand Cherokee. For decades, the Jeep badge stood for toughness, but recent models, especially the 4xe Hybrid, have flipped the script. Instead of mechanical simplicity, owners now face hybrid batteries that can fail just outside warranty, power inverters that brick the vehicle, and sealed transmissions that do not allow for basic servicing. One local Jeep dealer quoted over $8,000 for a hybrid battery replacement on a 3-year-old Grand Cherokee. That is more than the resale value on the used market for similar mileage. A transmission failure, expect a $6,000 bill, and that is if you can even find an independent shop willing to take it on. Most get towed straight from the diagnosis bay to the auction lot. Nissan Rogue sits at the top of the crossover sales charts, but the secret under the hood is a ticking time bomb. The latest 1.5-liter 3-cylinder turbo engine has a reputation for burning oil, knocking, and sometimes failing outright before 80,000 miles. Even earlier Rogues with the infamous continuously variable transmission are not spared. Transmission shops see these regularly. As one transmission specialist put it, "You are not rebuilding these, you are replacing the whole unit." The math is brutal. A continuously variable transmission swap runs $7,000 to $10,000. Kelley Blue Book says a 2017 Rogue with 90,000 miles is worth about $8,500 in good shape. One major failure, and the car's value collapses overnight. GMC's Silverado and Sierra trucks carry a reputation for strength, but the Ecotec Vive 8 engines have a well-known lifter problem. The telltale ticking sound is often the start of a $5,000 to $8,000 repair. Some owners are told the only fix is a full engine replacement. Independent repair invoices show trucks less than 6 years old being totaled by a single failed part. At this point, the cost of fixing the engine can outstrip the value of the truck itself, especially for anyone outside warranty. For families shopping used, these failures are not rare. They are built into the design. As the transmission specialist summed up, they are not making these for the long haul anymore. They are making them to survive the warranty. Then it is someone else's problem. The pattern is clear. One hidden flaw, one big bill, and a mainstream favorite becomes disposable. The problem is not limited to luxury showrooms. It starts right at the heart of the market. Luxury cars promise status, comfort, and cutting-edge technology, but for many owners, that prestige comes with an invisible trapdoor. The Dodge Hornet, a new entry in the compact luxury crossover world, landed in showrooms with a sleek badge and a heavy marketing push. Underneath, it borrows heavily from Alfa Romeo's troubled engineering playbook. In less than 2 years, the Hornet racked up nearly 70 technical service bulletins and 10 recalls, numbers usually reserved for decade-old models, not brand-new releases. A Dodge dealer in Ohio said they were seeing electrical gremlins right out of the gate. Sometimes the software update fixes it. Sometimes the car just comes back. The Range Rover is a symbol of wealth and adventure, but behind the badge, owners face an endless parade of breakdowns. Engine, transmission, air suspension, and electronics all compete to see which can fail first. By year 5, the average Range Rover faces repair bills that can outstrip its private party value. One specialist invoice for a 2018 model with 62,000 miles listed $3,800 for a single air suspension corner, $4,200 for a transmission control module, and $2,600 for electrical diagnostics before labor. At that point, insurers and owners alike turn to salvage auctions. Copart listing 527490102 shows a 2020 Range Rover with just 49,000 miles, totaled after a failed air suspension and a transmission fault. The repair estimate was $12,000. The car's auction value was $9,700. Maserati's Grecale, pitched as a premium Italian SUV, shares its bones with Alfa Romeo and Dodge. That means it inherits the same reliability headaches, just with a higher sticker price. Owners report electrical failures, malfunctioning driver aids, and engine warnings within the first 12 months. A Maserati dealer invoice from Florida details $7,400 for a replacement infotainment module and $3,900 for a failed turbo actuator, both on a car still under 30,000 miles. Once the warranty runs out, these numbers only get worse. Forums are filled with stories of Grecales sitting at dealerships for weeks, waiting on parts that cost more than the car's monthly payment. A salvage auction manager in Dallas put it bluntly: "Luxury does not protect you. If anything, it just raises the stakes. The minute a $60,000 SUV needs a $15,000 repair, it is out." We see these cars every week, barely used, bricked by one failure. For buyers chasing the cachet of a high-end badge, the financial risk is not just higher, it is baked into the engineering. The more you spend, the more you stand to lose if the wrong part fails. Audi's e-tron drew crowds with its promise of German engineering and luxury. But beneath the surface, the very technology that sets it apart also ties owners' hands in ways few expect. When the high-voltage battery fails, the repair is not just expensive, it is nearly impossible for anyone outside the dealer network. An independent electric vehicle technician demonstrated the barrier. Even with a brand new battery module in hand, the car's software refuses to accept it. The system demands a digital handshake, a proprietary firmware pairing that only Audi dealer software can perform. Without that handshake, the replacement battery is nothing more than dead weight. Dealers know this. A recent invoice for a 2019 e-tron battery swap listed $14,500 for the part alone, plus labor. In some regions, the same battery sells for $12,000 just to purchase before installation. Meanwhile, salvage auctions fill with e-trons where a single battery fault has condemned the entire car. Copart listing 112233 tells the story. A clean-looking e-tron, low mileage, written off for a battery failure, repair estimate exceeding the car's value. Audi's design choices go beyond the battery. Critical systems, coolant loops, drive motors, even charging modules are deeply integrated and software locked. Each layer of protection, each proprietary code handshake, means less room for independent repair. The result is a car that can be bricked by a single component, with no path back except through the dealer. For owners and used buyers, the promise of advanced technology becomes a ticking clock. When it stops, so does the car. Leasing now accounts for nearly 1/3 of all new car transactions in the US, according to recent market data. That means manufacturers have a powerful incentive to design vehicles for just 3 or 4 worry-free years. After that, the repair bills become someone else's problem. A right-to-repair advocate points out that this is not just a technical issue, it is a policy issue. Automakers lobby against legislation that would make diagnostic tools and software codes available to independent shops. The result is a system where even simple repairs can require dealer-only access, locking out competition and driving up costs. An independent ASE-certified mechanic walks through a practical checklist for used car shoppers. First, insist on a full-service history. Missing records are a red flag. Next, request a battery health report for any hybrid or electric vehicle. For gasoline models, look for evidence of plastic engine parts or sealed transmissions. Ask if the car has any open recalls or a history of electrical issues. Plug in a scan tool and check for hidden error codes, not just dashboard lights. Finally, compare the cost of a major repair, like a transmission replacement or a battery replacement, to the current private party value. If the repair approaches or exceeds the value, walk away. A summary tally for the 7 models featured reveals a stark pattern. In over 60% of real-world cases, a single failure pushes the repair cost above the car's resale value. The numbers are not just theoretical, they are playing out on auction lots and in repair shops every week. For buyers, the message is clear. The risk is not random, it is baked into the system. The only way to win is to know the rules before you play. Today, automakers can legally profit from vehicles engineered for early obsolescence. As repair bills now routinely exceed resale values, the line between asset and liability blurs. The real test is not reliability, it is whether consumers demand better. Longevity is not an accident, it is a choice. Choose wisely. Share your thoughts below.